This is another comedy sequel. Is it a good one? Watch and find out. After 10 long years, we finally get Anchorman 2, The Legend Continues. Directed by Adam McKay, written by Adam McKay and Will Ferrell, starring Will Ferrell, David Koechner, Paul Rudd, Steve Carell, Christina Applegate, returning in their roles. Yay, they're returning their roles. Although, why the hell did it take so long? Yeah, seriously, why the hell did it take so long? Maybe we're just sleepwalking. Sleepwalking. Maybe we're just sleepwalking. Koechner and all this shit. Maybe we're just sleepwalking. Also, it stars newcomers like Megan Good, James Marsden. You also have Fred Willard back. Yay! Also, you have cameos from Harrison Ford. I maybe should stop. You also have Dylan Baker, James Marsden, Kristen Wiig, Greg Kinnear, Chris Parnell, Josh Lawson. I don't know if I'm repeating, comment below if I did. But you always know that. It's set this time in the 70s. It's set in the 80s. As a result, you all know this. Anchorman, Ron Burgundy just got fired. He's been kicked off channel. Well, he's kicked off. He's kicked off the air. He is no longer. He's kicked off the news, and unfortunately it sucks. Now Ron Burgundy and Veronica are happy, have a kid, and so Ron is fired, and of course he just can't really find a job in San Diego. Veronica Corningstone, his son, they have a 6-year-old named Walter. And the result, shit goes haywire, and they're like, he leaves. He's depressed, and he can't do it. He just can't get a job. As a result, he goes to. I believe they go to New York, New York, New York. I believe that's what it is. And as a result, he gets a job at GNN, Global News Network, 24-hour news broadcasting. And of course, he takes his team along with him. And as a result, almost basically the same shit happens from Anchorman, from the first Anchorman. I love the first Anchorman, 5 out of 5. It's a comedy classic. It's very uneven, loosely structured, but still, you laugh your ass off to it. It's a classic. I mean, it's one of the funniest comedies I've ever seen. It's very stupid and juvenile, but still, the comedy hits. And there's so many quotable lines. I love lamp. Sex Panther. 60% of the time, it works. Every time. I loved them when they sang "Afternoon Delight" together. That was funny. And the chemistry, the dynamic between all four of them are good. I mean, they're all four idiots, but they're so lovable idiots. Also, the news fight is my favorite scene. Really, it's anyone's favorite scene. It's also fun whenever he's just freaking out, milk was a bad choice. Another classic line. Also, there's so many great scenes. I mean, Baxter getting kicked off the bridge by Jack Black in a cameo as a biker who got pissed off because of litter being thrown in his face by Ron Burgundy. Idiot. I love Desk. I don't know the other things he said, like saying that what Burke said he loved. Burke is my favorite character. I think it's really anybody's favorite character, because I mean he brought the laughs completely. I mean, he's such a lovable guy, but he's also so stupid. he has such a low IQ, so he's basically a retard. And it's like Brick, where'd you get a hand grenade? I don't know. He just has a straight face. And it's funny. I also just loved it like during the fight scene where he would just, be screaming with it. He wouldn't even do anything with it. Like, he wouldn't even sell the grenade. And he even killed, like, a guy with a trident. There were things in a man on fire, and I killed a guy with a trident. Another quote. I remember that well, though. David Koechner is such an over-the-top country news reporter, and he was always crazy over the country shit, and he was just always funny to watch. Also was produced by Judd Apatow, and of course, he had a cameo in 4-year-old version. That's just a thing I'm just saying. And of course, again, Judd Apatow's producing this. Is this worth the 10 years I was worth waiting for? Not really. Is it a bad thing? No. Were people pissed? Why do you think so many people? Now I know this is I don't know what their rating is on Rotten Tomatoes. Now the approval ratings for Anchorman 2 are better, but basically the average rating is the same. Yeah, I know. There's a thing called average rating usually. I don't know. I think it's because people have since warmed up to Anchorman. Because Anchorman did not get the best reviews. The first Anchorman has a 66%. Still does. Has an 86% from audiences. And yeah. Anchorman 2, 75% from critics, and 53% from audiences. So that's very disappointing. There's people I know that actually don't even like there's a person I know that actually flat out hated the second Anchorman. He didn't find it funny at all. He didn't laugh once. Yeah, unfortunately. I do think it's a little disappointing based on how many years they had to do this. I feel they could have at least perfected it. Although I think the main problem is that they just struggled trying to get this thing together. And finally they did. Is this a bad comedy sequel? No. It's just not as good as the first one. I was hoping for a good comedy sequel. I don't know what to really think of it. I came with an open mind when I watched it on Netflix. I didn't see it in theaters. When I watched it, I admit, I think audiences are overreacting to it. I feel like they were mostly angered by the hype and knowing the fact that it had been so many years. But also there are a few things that have pissed me off about it. Also, yeah, there are issues I have with this film. There's no denying this film has flaws. What are the flaws? Now, you can say Anchorman 2 has flaws. The first Anchorman has flaws, in fact, it's just pointless. It doesn't have really much of a structure. It's very stupid. It's very silly. It's very immature and shit. But that's what brought the charm of this movie. That's what made the movie so charming, and really that's where the charm and all the humor came from. And they do it again here. And do they try their best? I feel like they try their best, but at the same time, they also do feel like they're not exactly adding too much new to this. What they do is they add a lot of it's kind of like a satire on 1980s culture. It's kind of like how 70s was, based especially on news broadcasting. And what this went the 70s, they just did a lot of things involving women. They just did a lot of things involving women can't do this shit. Yeah. It worked there because it was set during a time period where really that wasn't really a thing. Where that was looked down upon, kind of more of a joke. I guess, because I never grew up in the 70s, although really I guess that's what it was. So, it wasn't set during this time period, which really would have just been stupid and would have been irrelevant because, guess what? 21st century, motherfuckers. Enough patronizing women, it's so dumb. Other women, fuck you. You patronize women, you make them look awful. Fuck you. Enough of that, guys. Empowering women. 21st century. 2015, motherfuckers. Anyways, this time there's a lot of there's even race jokes here, and it's very silly. See, this movie doesn't take itself seriously. It's not meant to be serious when it comes to its satire. It's just meant to be funny. And is this movie funny? Yeah, it is funny. Not only is it funny in terms of the the characters are still fun. I enjoy their chemistry. I like how they just make all these hairstyles, all these fashion styles of the 70s, 80s funny. It was always entertaining to see him do that. My favorite character is still Brick, especially whenever they gave him a relationship with Kristen Wiig. That was funny as hell. Is this movie hilarious? Not really, but I did laugh a lot of times. And overall, I thought it was entertaining. There are some jokes that didn't really work for me. Some jokes fell flat. And unfortunately, there was one aspect of the film that could have really just been cut out, and I thought it really dragged the film down. There's a scene where Ron falls and he spoilers here, he becomes blind. like I said, it's a loose structure. There's not really a narrative structure there. But to be honest, I think that's what really dragged the film down. Because, I mean, once it got to him being blind, there are some funny scenes. Don't get me wrong. There are some funny scenes when it comes to that. But really, it wasn't that funny and dragged. The film dragged because of that. They could have cut that out and I wouldn't have had a problem with it. It's kind of stupid how they made him blind by making him fall while ice skating. If he snapped his ice on ice picks, then that'd make more sense. It's just really random shit happening. Now, this is one that works because that's what made the charm. That's what made it funny. And I think they did the best what they could do, but the problem is, I feel like it could have been a little better. How? Let's see. It could have been a lot more. It could have been more consistently funny. But still, I thought it was pretty funny. Baxter still offers up a lot of good laughs. And he, of course, there's a lot of moments that they kind of repeat from the first movie. They kind of make a lot of callbacks to the original. Sometimes it works, other times it kind of doesn't. But still, it works. There's also another news fight scene. It has a bigger news fight scene. There's some great cameos from people like Will Smith. I know I'm spoiling this. Tina Fey and Amy Poehler. I'm sorry I'm spoiling this, guys. But, this movie came out almost 2 years ago. And I think you may have seen it by now. And really, it's entertaining. I mean, it's just really funny to see all these guys fight each other. You may have even seen the fight scene online. Even Kirsten Dunst was involved. She made a cameo also. Overall, this movie was fun. That scene is pretty damn funny. It's also nice seeing a cameo from, sorry guys, Vince Vaughn. Yeah. There's a lot of great crude jokes, and overall I think they do some pretty good, there's some pretty good comedy timing, and I do find the film funny for the most part. But overall, it's not as funny as the first one. It is silly, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it. But it's not a fantastic comedy. It's pretty flawed, and it really didn't work for me for the most part. It had issues, it kind of dragged a bit, it was a little too long. It's almost 2 hours, and I feel like, nah. I've never seen the supersized version with 763 new jokes. I may enjoy that one better, but who the hell knows? But I recommend this if you're a fan. If you haven't seen this, I'm sorry if I've spoiled some things for you, but I do want you to come into this with an open mind, because I haven't spoiled everything. And that fight scene is pretty cool. It's silly as hell. And I didn't spoil all the cameos for you. Don't worry. You'll get your own fair share of cameos. You may get pissed off, and you may be a little shocked. Are there any real quotable lines? Not really. Just like there's one called "What's MTV?" I think it's some kind of venereal disease. It's not the best line. There's not a lot of quotability to this film. It's good. It's watchable, and it's still entertaining in its own right. I think it's better on its own than as a sequel, but still, I didn't hate this film. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it, but it's just not up to par with the first one. You always know that. You can't repeat the first one. Some sequels do, but when it comes to a comedy sequel, really the only one that really rivals the greatness of the original is really 22 Jump Street, or Hot Fuzz. Really it, for me. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed this movie. Anchorman 2, I don't know, either 3.5 out of 5 or 4 out of 5. I didn't hate this film, but it's not great either. It's funny. The cast is great. Steve Carell does make me laugh. He still made me laugh all the time, especially when it came to him dating Kristen Wiig. That was actually funny. It was weird and awkward, but whenever it came to his facial expressions, that's when I started laughing a lot. Because mostly he was blank-faced and saying stupid things. But whenever he smiled, he brought a lot of laughs to my face. And there's even one scene with Baxter. You all know about that bear scene in Anchorman. Is this a good movie? It is. Some people I know are pissed off about it, and that's fine. But I didn't hate it, but it does have some issues. There are funny moments, don't get me wrong. There may be some scenes that make you laugh out, that make you just laugh out loud, and make me dying laughing. But it's not that great, guys. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy aspects of it. I still enjoy the cast. The cast is a great chemistry. I do think they still are the characters that we know and love from the first film. But, don't expect this expecting a masterpiece. Coming with an open mind, really. I think you might get better from an open mind standpoint. Or if you know that's not going to be as good as the first one, you may enjoy it. But more from an open mind. That's just my thing. That's what I think. That's my opinion. Overall, guys, it's a good movie. Get a chance if you are a little skeptical. I think you might enjoy it. Anyways, guys, my review for Anchorman 2, The Legend continues. Comment below. What do you think about it? what's your favorite comedy film of all time? Mine is, well, I don't really know. I love Dumb and Dumber. I love The 4-Year-Old Virgin. Dr. Strangelove. It Happened One Night. I don't know, actually, guys. I don't have a favorite comedy yet. There are a lot of lists of great comedies that I love. How much did you actually like Anchorman 2 better than the first one? I find it hard to believe, but you know, there is some possibility of that. Did you enjoy the film? Were you disappointed with the long wait? Do you think it could be better? Do you want Anchorman 3? I don't think you do. I don't think any of us do. But did it satisfy your needs? Were you satisfied as a whole with Anchorman 2? Do you think it could have been better? I think we all can agree on that. But overall, what do you think? And what do you think of the first Anchorman? How much do you love that? Just comment below, subscribe for more videos.